Hello, this is Mike Mann from Zia Consulting, and I'm going to be talking to you today about Fresh Start, which is Zia's OEM offering of Alfresco. Um, we are supporting a fully licensed enterprise edition of Alfresco. It includes gold support. It's directly supported by Zia Consulting, and on the back end is supported by Alfresco engineering staff as well. It's targeted at small to medium enterprises and organizations and departments that have less than 50 users. There's a path forward for up to about 100 users, but that's the initial target. the What we're going to talk about today a little bit is this offering and how it differentiates itself from just a standard release of Alfresco, and talk a little bit about the three different ways that you can do it. So you can run this as a software as a service, so it can be hosted in the cloud or at a dedicated provider. It can be downloaded as a virtual machine and run in your environment in a VM, or it can be installed on bare metal or on native machines in your network as well. And my contact information is at the bottom. It'll be there again after the presentation. And with that, I think I'd like to hop in. So we've already covered some of the introductions. And so what I'm going to talk about next is a little bit about Zia Consulting as a general overview. We have a slide presentation, and then we're going to go through a demo. The goal is to take somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 45 minutes in total for the presentation today. And like I said, this is obviously a offering that has been paired with Alfresco. So with that, we'll jump in. So who is Zia? Zia is a firm that has deep ECM expertise, so we're very knowledgeable in the ways of enterprise content management. All this slide really says is that we move really fast. When we leave happy customers that are very satisfied. The raving fan customers bit on the slide here is a cultural philosophy at Zia, and we're an agile shop as well. So all that really means is every 3 or 4 weeks we're delivering fully functional tested code. So user adoption, the ability to train staff as you go through a project and collect and receive feedback and make changes and be a bit agile and nimble is kind of a core competency with Zia. And we're very passionate and dedicated about what we do. And this is tailored towards Alfresco, and we're an Alfresco partner. The Rally partner is the agile software development piece. The areas that we really focus on, again, we already talked about the agile methodology, but enterprise content management is really, creating and establishing enterprise content management systems that really enable businesses to have access to their data. That it has proper integrity and security. You understand the data that's in it. When you send versions off to different clients, it's well covered, and you're able to automate it as part of a larger records management system, have different versions of the document saved, that sort of thing. The Enterprise 2.0 solutions is really helping our customers use and find their data very quickly, be able to collaborate more effectively internally with their teams, which we're going to talk today a little bit about collaborative project management, collaborative management of processes that are very agile and very quick. And all Enterprise 2.0 really means is that the way that people are used to using, consuming, and finding data on the web, we're rolling into the enterprise so that you can find the data you need, make decisions quickly, and engage the people that you need to. The enterprise mobile applications, we actually have done quite a bit of mobile development. We've got a case study with with the City and County of Denver coming out, addressing mobile case management, which is a really unique way. It's kind of a mashup of the Enterprise 2.0 solutions and the Enterprise mobile applications, in that it shows how the City and County of Denver is using this application, using the Enterprise Content Management System that we wrote for them and their call center software. Those are services that are already written, and we exposed the ability for people with an iPhone, iPod, or iPad to create a vicious dog ticket in the system that someone will respond to. So it's kind of a unique way of engaging customers collaboratively with existing business processes that were put in place for different reasons. And then our FreshDocs is a free content management repository that browses most of the new ECM repositories because it's based on the CMIS standard. And we've got another free app called Fresh Expense, which is a simple expense and receipt capture tool. So, what is Fresh Start? What problem does it really solve? There's several things that it's intended to do. So first off is it is a supported enterprise content management implementation. So it's not community. It's not meant for pilots and test beds and seeing if this would work. It's meant for people that care about their data and their data integrity and have the support to make sure it's managed effectively. It's also web-based or collaborative project management collaboration. So it's not a PMO tool. It is intended to be used as a kind of day-to-day pulse of what's going on in the organization, and for people that are working with the issues that businesses have to address to be able to respond very quickly to them. The other thing that it does is it allows IT to set up templates, security groups, and the look and feel of a particular collaboration site. One of the things that we've seen with a lot of our customers when they roll Share or other collaboration suites out is it can be difficult to manage for people. So IT or administrators go through, create a standard look and feel for templates, and we're going to talk about this today, but you create a look and feel for a departmental template, or for, like in Zia's case, a client template that is the same for every client that we spin up. And once you create those templates, anybody has the ability to go create a site that they want to start collaborating on, and it looks the same, it's consistent, it's easy to support, it's quite adaptable. And then again, we already talked a little bit about the different ways to operate and manage this. Because it's targeted at 50 users, it's less expensive than Alfresco out of the box. So how do you set it up? What do you do? The basic premise is this. You'd purchase Fresh Start via one of the three ways that we talked about already, which is order a Amazon Web Services account or a dedicated server somewhere, or some other profile that you're used to using. You can download a VMware image from us and install it in your network, or we can help you, or you can install it in your local environment. And it's a license provided through Zia and a set of amps that enable the Fresh project settings. From that point on, you set up your directory structure, users and groups, so that you have access to it. If you don't have that sort of model, we can help you we created two templates, one for a departmental template and one for a project management based. It's a PMI based project management setup for a share site. And then if that's all you need, you pretty much jump to the end and you're ready to go. If you want to do any necessary customizations, that's something that Zia as a system integrator is more than capable of doing. Help you integrate with other ERP systems or pull reporting from other systems. Maybe you want to set up a way to move off of paper records onto electronic. We have a number of options for you for that as well. And then pretty much, collaborate, store, and search your IP, and off you go with your new Enterprise 2.0 enabled system. So I wanted to talk a little bit over the next couple of slides, and I'll work through them because there's a lot of text on these. But why use social collaboration for KM and knowledge management and project management projects. And what folks are finding in Gartner, and well, it's predominantly Gartner, is that the traditional knowledge management project that we rolled out back in the 90s and 2000s really just didn't work out as well as we thought. So putting this big centralized effort to manage these resources made it more difficult than people wanted to use. And what happened is we have very elegant systems that capture all the information, but it was too difficult to actually roll it out. So it points to a need for a simpler communication process. And this slide deck will be available if you want to find the report. The next thing that this same body of folks found is or in a separate paper, sorry, is that coming up with a standard way of enabling the people in your organization to be able to work on a body of knowledge was a much more effective way of managing these projects in knowledge management. And it's the reality of what happens anyway. You have a project manager that keeps track of a KM system or a Microsoft project file, but he has to go around day to day and collect all the information that's required anyway. So we think there's a really unique and interesting way to use Fresh Start, which bundles our project management offering called Fresh Project in with the offering. So Fresh Start is really just a small business or small to medium enterprise offering that bundles Fresh Project. And that's to basically make individuals collaborate more effectively. It drives up productivity and allows people to be kind of connected with the pulse of what's going on a given project. And then the last point on this slide is that it talks about the social dimension of learning, which is really, instead of locking the stuff up into business process oriented, hard to use, difficult to manage content management systems or KM systems, federating that knowledge and dispersing that knowledge to people, we're finding is a much more effective way of really, it answers the question of why do we care about social collaboration, because there's a solid business impact on the effectiveness of an organization when they're allowed to collaborate and work more effectively. Basically, the individual pieces do not equal up to the sum of the whole of the organization. So people are more effective when they can work together collaboratively on a body of knowledge. My next slide is the demo piece. So from this point on, we're going to pop over to our Fresh Project or Fresh Start demo script.